Hi, folks. This is Dr. Kat Schreier, your host for The Water Show, founder of the Water Show's Media Foundation, and we are still here in Milwaukee. And you can see in the background, we have the Art Museum, and here to our side, we have beautiful music coming from the lake. What do they call it?
The art show.
The art show, Lakeside Art Show. Fabulous art show. By the way, we had some free tickets earlier. I don't know if we have any left, but we can see if I get you if you'd like a free ticket. And right out here, you can see we were on the lake, and this one must be must be Lake Wisconsin.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's Lake Wisconsin, because we're here, of course, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm here with Miss Annie Hwang, who is in charge of marketing for Corncob. Corncob is one of the companies that we worked with this week that helped us to be able to cover and to bring you, the water citizen, inside the Water Council and the Water Summit, and we did the tours and everything. Fabulous videos this week. If you go to the watershow.org/ I think I called it watershow.org/ Water Summit or watershow/Milwaukee. I don't know. Look it up on our site. Well, go to watercitizen.com and we'll find you at the right place. Anyway, point is, we got you all this great video, and we would not have been able to do that without the help. Let me show you what we did here. We actually did an entire site. Oh, that's what I can do. I can show you guys the site that we did. Come on, ding, ding. Here it goes. The site that we did that has all of the great coverage of the Milwaukee Water Summit and all the activities around that, and the tour of the Global Water Center here in Milwaukee. And you can see up in the corner in yellow, it lists all of our sponsors. And then you have the whole playlist, which there you see Maureen Stapleton from San Diego County Water Authority, and we talked to, who else we talked? We talked to Joseph Green from A.O. Smith. We talked to Dion Van As from Miller Coors. We talked to Karen Goose from San Antonio Waters. I mean, we talked to a lot of folks. So those, awesome. Yeah, I know. Those are all in there. And then down at the bottom, you can see there's a little chat box so people can add their comments and responses and questions and everything. And then on the side, we have 4 sponsors.
Okay.
And what we did with our sponsors for this program is we had all companies that were either in the BREW, which is the Water Council's business research entrepreneurship for either water or Wisconsin. You can say it either way. They don't care. Either whichever. And they have, so basically they select a group of startups that get this amazing package of office space and access to labs and some startup money that they then pay back through investors, and tuition for the Whitewater Business School. Fabulous program. So 2 of the companies that you'll see on there, Radom and Optic Technic, yep. Are in the class that just graduated. It's a 3rd class, so it's called Brew 3. And then there's another company called Neptune Diagnostics that their founder actually had applied to the Brew, didn't make it this year. I think he might be thinking about doing it again next year, who knows, but he was featured in the Water Summit this week as one of the companies in H2O Innovation Showcase. So basically they had kind of like a little pitch fest from some of these startups. They had a 2-minute pitch, and then they had questions from the audience. And then they also announced the Brew for companies, which includes
Corncob is one of them. Yeah.
Corncob is one of the new companies that's just been selected for Brew. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you'll see we have we featured them as one of our sponsors for the coverage to bring you, the water citizen, into all the events that occurred this week. And so you can see right here, this is what we did for Corncob. So we, again, we had sponsors, we had several sponsors who were all these innovative up and coming water technology companies. And so what we wanted to do is want to show what we can do with a media sponsorship to really highlight those companies. So in addition to just, much more than just going to a conference and having your, much more than just going to a conference and having your name and your logo thrown up on a screen during lunch, and it just kind of cycles through as like, yeah, that's nice. But here we can actually do a lot more. And so what we did is we created, actually, let me show you this thing here. This actually comes from, do we still have the book? We'll ask our crew over there if he can find us the book. I think the book's in the bag. Here, I'll hold the thing while you get the book. So anyway, the book, the bag's on my lap. Well, you guys will get out of the bag while I'm talking. So here it is. Let's see. So basically what you're seeing here is the the page that was used by someone named Jeff Walker. And here, let me stop this for a second, just give you an idea of who we're talking about. So we were looking for this. That's what all that commercial was. We're looking for this book by Jeff Walker called Launch, which is an internet millionaire's secret formula to sell almost anything online and build a business you love and live the life of your dreams. Now the sell anything online, a lot of folks in the water world don't really think of themselves as selling things online.
No.
Although actually, there's a lot of the sale that you can do online. It's called attraction marketing, that you can attract people through the internet who are interested in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You can educate and put good information out there online. You can pre-screen. You can ask people to fill out a brochure, fill out a survey or something, a quiz.
A quiz.
And then you give them an answer and you help them understand their system better. But at the same time, you say, if you want, we can set a time and you can talk to one of our experts. We can tell you more.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, you're in conversation with a potential client.
Yeah.
Which is really, really nice way. So there is no cold call. You are already in a warm relationship by the time you actually get on the phone with these folks. So anyway, the stuff that we talk about here in Jeff's book really can help you to have a better understanding of how that process works. And Jeff actually uses for his launches, he uses something called lead pages, which is what we use as well. And he's actually put his templates for his lead pages onto, in fact, I think that's, let's see, where is that screen? Looking on the bottom, here we go. So oops. Hang on one second, folks. You can tell this is real time. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm hitting the wrong button. This is the one I want. There we go. So I stretched that out. You can see that a little better. So what he does is he has his brand up top, and then he has these 4 videos. And what he would do in an actual launch is he would drip these out. And we talked over lunch here at the Harbor House, which was a fabulous place to have lunch, by the way. Mm-hmm. We talked about how you can attract people through different methods, with emails, with Facebook posts, with Twitter, with anything, just to pull people in. So it's pull marketing, it's not push marketing. Attract people, pull them in to where they would want to download something and ultimately get to a video. So this page here shows where he would have the video playing, as well as some kind of either add to cart if it's a sales video, mm-hmm. or a download, our free guide or whatever here. So there's a space for conversation, and then over on the side you can see he's got these links to these 4 different videos. So if you look back at what we did for, let's see, go back again to here, if that looks familiar, it's essentially the same template that we used for that program here. And that's what we used for the 4 videos down there. And what the other folks got is they just got a link to the video. Oops, there you go. You can actually see me on here talking. So that's, hang on one second, hang on. I thought I shut that down there. Okay, there we go. All right. So that's what the other folks got. That's kind of your basic sponsorship. You get to be shown on the page with all the coverage and a little clip, or a little screen grab, a little picture showing that video. But what we've done with Corncob is we've shown what a premium membership is. And what happens for those companies that have thought ahead to how they want to interact with folks online. And the reason why we're talking with Annie is that Annie has put together a fabulous series of videos that we were able to show on this site. So let me turn it over to Annie to explain to us a little bit about, so basically what we have here, whoops, we'll come on back. What we have here is a video that we did with Douglas Hwang, the founder of the company. And he's actually holding the camera, so we'll show him in a minute. So with Douglas, and up top we showed these 4 videos that are then linked down at the bottom. So Annie, why don't you tell us a bit about how you guys came up with these 4 videos for Corncob?
Yeah, sure. So these 4 videos came about when we were still going out and we were giving this giant presentation. We had this 38-slide that we would go out and show people, and it took a lot of time. It was about a 2-hour presentation for each person. Mm-hmm. So what Douglas actually asked me to do was, maybe we can compress this into a video and send it out to people, and it would still people would still get the same information. They would still get the idea of our vision, our mission behind Corncob. Since we're not just a membrane filtration system, we have a lot of ideologies as well, to make a world with more equal water. But anyways.
Yeah, and that's kind of in this first video here. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And there's my voice.
Here, I'll stop it so that you can keep talking. Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah.
What's the name of this first one?
The first one is called Changing Water, Changing Lives.
So that really gets into that philosophy idea.
Exactly.
So what is that philosophy about changing water, changing lives that you guys have?
Well, if you think about the way water has been, like the water industry has been for the past several hundred years, even 1,000 years, not much has changed, honestly. We still use like the age-old technology, which works really well, which is why we still use it today. But we think it's maybe time to move on. We have a lot of awesome technologies that are coming out really quickly, but with water, it's kind of been at a standstill. So if we could make this almost revolution kind of thing, we could really change water and change lives. We could, provide water to those who don't have it currently. We could help with droughts. There are so many lives we can change with this. So that's our mission.
Fabulous, fabulous. And then you have a technology, and that's shown here in the second video. Actually, let me see. Let's see if we're actually showing the right video here.
That would be the second video, yeah?
That's the second video. So tell us about this second video.
This second video really goes into the technology that we're going to revolutionize the industry with. So it's called HVCF. Should I get into
what go ahead and explain what just the acronym. What does it say?
Sure. It's high velocity cross flow.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is you get a velocity between the water and the membrane, and if you get it fast enough, it'll be able to clean itself. So you don't need to backwash it or anything. It's really, really great and very, very effective.
Nice. Now, and then you have a third video. Let's see if we can pull that one up. And that one is, oops.
Oh, that's still the second video.
Okay.
There we go.
Of a water filtration technology.
Holy grail, indeed.
So why did you guys, so this is for Corncob 2, right?
It is, yes.
So why did you guys come up with Corncob 2?
Well, as I said, HVCF with the high velocity and everything, it's a really, really great system. The thing is, it takes up a lot of energy because we have to move the water at a high velocity. So, I mean, moving water, water can be somewhat stubborn. It's kind of hard to move sometimes. Although it is
Like
very
some people I
flexible.
know. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. But it does take a lot of energy to move. So we were thinking, we still need that high velocity. And if it takes a lot of energy to move the water, what if we just moved the membranes instead? So that's what this second video is talking about. We're talking about we can move the membranes, and as a result, yep, there it is. As a result, we can save a lot of energy.
Nice, nice. And then you actually have even a fourth video
We do,
that
yes.
helps people to figure out. So it helps people really figure out what, both how it compares to other technologies and how it compares to each other.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, we're comparing ourselves to more traditional technologies.
Mhm.
So the age-old technologies we were talking about earlier.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, through this video, you can see the benefits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So just to have all of that for people to walk through themselves, and let's see if I can actually get back to. Here we go. Stop screen share. And we're back.
Hello again.
Yes, here we are. We're still here. Yeah, so that you can actually get back. People can walk themselves through this
Exactly.
rather than getting a car or a plane, getting a hotel
For a 2-hour
presentation.
Yeah.
When you can really kind of convey the basics of what you're talking about. Do some pre-screening, develop a relationship.
Exactly.
Because these videos are very personal. You get to hear Annie's voice, you get to hear Douglas' voice, you get to really get to know people and get to know the technology. And then especially now, why did you break it up into 4 separate videos? And you're working actually with someone at Whitewater, the business school. Tell us about that.
Dr. Chotan Basu is absolutely fantastic. He went through the video and he said, this is great. The script is great. Like, you're able to break everything down and it all makes sense. It's not terribly technical, but at the same time, it's still a 10-minute video.
Right.
It's hard to digest a bit. So we decided to break it down, and he went through the script and made it even easier for people to understand it.
Nice.
Yep. So we decided to break it up into 4 videos. However, the script just kind of broke naturally.
Okay.
So
all of them are roughly, they're less than 3 minutes long.
Yes.
They're 2.5.
Yeah, there is one that's around 5 minutes, but
okay. Yeah. But it's manageable. It's something that
Exactly.
people can just kind of pop through. They're not taking a big chunk of time out of their day,
right.
and they're getting the full picture of what they're doing. Now, what we talked about today was how that fits with something like what they do in launch, and that Jeff actually talks about something called the vertical sales letter.
The vertical sales letter. Okay.
Sorry, the horizontal sales letter.
Horizontal.
Oh,
Gotcha.
So the vertical sales letter is what you usually have. And actually, like that menu we were looking at, the very long menus that they have here at Harbor House, which is a fabulous place for lunch right here on the lake. You got to come to Harbor House. But they have this very long menu, lots of choices.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So usually on a website, especially if you're trying to sell something on a website, well, you might not remember these. Doug, here, we're going to show you Doug right here. Say hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Now, Doug, you remember this because Annie's too young. You remember like Publishers Clearinghouse. Do you remember the letters that had these long stories, and they just kind of drew you in, and you'd sit there and you'd read it page after page after page, right?
That's right.
That is a style. When people talk about, oh, it's too long, this video is too long.
Yeah.
It's never too long. It can only be too boring.
Ah.
That is a rule of what's called direct marketing. When you're not trying to blast all of the media, you're trying to speak directly to an individual avatar. Now, do you remember what an avatar is? What's an avatar? Annie has been learning what an avatar is. What's an avatar?
An avatar is sort of a representation of your target audience.
Exactly. So one of the things that the Brew students will learn is about channels and about coming up with specific they might have multiple types of clients. Doug, Douglas, what are some of your client verticals? What are your channels?
That
Or
could
your
be
client types?
through licensee.
Okay, so licensee,
OEM.
OEM, which is what?
Which is a system company.
Okay, so the
Or what-
operation and
yeah.
so the company that will run the utility for a utility, right?
Those will be the end user.
Right.
Yeah.
So the actual utilities would be another rental. So what you would do with an avatar is you would actually come up with who is a typical licensee, who is a typical OEM, who is a typical here we have the barge here. You can see we're right here on the lake. Who is a typical, this Lake Wisconsin here, I've learned. Who is the typical like a persona that represents that, and what's going on in their head, because you want to join that conversation that is already going on in their head and be 2 steps ahead of them, and think about what their conversation is. And what you can do when you have these videos is more than just taking a 10-minute video and chunking it down to smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Is to actually weave into those videos the objections that people have and the responses to those objections. You can incorporate case studies. So, for example, you guys have a case study already in there. What was the case study that you guys talked about in your video?
It was about turning leachate into drinking water.
Right. Well, that was an example. But so you said that you actually used this somewhere. Where did you use this?
Use the video.
No, where did you use the technology? What was your test site? Your client? You have a client who uses this, and they are what, a trailer park?
Yes. It's a 100 home trailer
100
park.
That's a pretty good size.
Yeah.
So what that's saying is, by having that case study, that example of a real water user that has applied this technology, that provides what's called social proof. And that's one of the mental triggers that help people feel like, well, this isn't just some experimental thing that some academic, some professor in a lab came out with, oh yeah, this is going to save the water industry. It's like, no, this has actually been used by real people who are drinking this water. Where's the trailer park?
That is in South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
Aberdeen, South Dakota. Well, there you go. There's real people. It's like, oh yeah, I got a cousin in Aberdeen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh sure, you betcha.
Oh. You got the accent down too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We're good at accents. Thank you. So, that's here in Lake Wisconsin.
Yes.
Yeah, Wisconsin. You
Yes.
gotta say it right.
Wisconsin. Or
Wisconsin.
something.
Okay. Milwaukee.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So. Now that see, and now I'm gonna get like comments that say, no, your accents.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
it's really
God.
off, yeah.
You gotta learn from Rich Musin from Badger Meter. That's the perfect. If you can speak like Rich Musin, then you got Milwaukee down.
Absolute epitome.
Absolutely, yeah,
of-
yeah. Anyway, so these are some of the ways that folks in water can think about communications, and so I want to make sure that before we go, we got to wrap up because you guys have a family gathering to do coming up.
We do.
But let's see. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. Okay. So basically, if somebody wanted to do, so we still actually have, we're actually right in the middle of our grand tour of water conferences. We've been doing the water show since February. We kicked it off to the Environmental Film Fest in the nation's capital. We've covered so many great speakers and topics, everything from water and agriculture to film to, oh gosh, what else did we do? We were out in Los Angeles, we were in Phoenix. And so what we've done now is we've hit the road in June because there are so many water conferences. We went Capitol Hill Oceans Week, we went to One Water Summit in Atlanta, we're here in Milwaukee. We're about to get in the car to go to Chicago, Illinois, and we're going to go to the AWWA annual convention and exposition. So, thank you. So that's where we're going. And what we're going to do is there, we'd like to really work with some of the larger companies that have, similar, where they have enough of a stockpile of videos and hopefully even a video series, because one of the things that we've learned from folks like Jeff Walker and Justin Livingston. Justin is brilliant, and he's actually doing a launch right now on the optimized webinar sequence, where you can set up these webinars where people are drawn into them one at a time. They drip them out, and so by the time they get through the sequence, as opposed to the traditional Jeff Walker launch where everybody is launching at the same time, right? So here with the optimized webinar sequence, you put those 4 videos, they would drip out one at a time. So they get the first email and the first video.
Yep.
And then they say, what's your email? We're going to come back. Next, we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
And that way you build that anticipation.
Right.
Oh, wow, I can't wait to see this. It looks like it's really good. I want to know more, right?
Yeah.
You want them coming after you.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of pull marketing versus push marketing. You're not chasing anyone.
Right.
You're drawing them in. Oh, come step inside. Thanks for coming to my house. Step inside, get out of the rain, hang up your jacket. Oh, look in here. We have another room where we have some hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Why don't you step inside, have a drink, have some crackers and cheese. Okay, hey, can you smell what's coming in the kitchen? We're actually in the middle of making dinner. Why don't you join us for dinner? I mean, you're not, throwing them up upstairs to the bedroom right away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yep. I see. I get the analogy.
Yeah, you get where we're going with this. Okay, because the sale, actually, I know a brilliant woman, Laura Gisborne, talks about the difference between. Actually, this is really important. Let's take it off screen share just so you guys. Okay, very important. Okay, marketing is the date. Sales is doing the deed. Okay, it's one of the reasons why a lot of times men are really good at sales and women are really good at marketing. Okay, they're really good at kind of drawing in, but the men not always actually ask you to buy anything. Now, you get the sale, you can get the sale without marketing. It doesn't always feel really good. Okay, but when you have the nice marketing, the nice setup, makes you feel good. And then you get to the sale. You got to have both going together. You can do that with online marketing, online sales, online launches, online materials. And that's where we're going with this. So this is just your basic 101. Again, if you're interested, if you're going to be ACE, or we're also going to try to slip in one more, if I get enough folks sponsoring for AWWA, we'll do 4 of these at AWWA, and hopefully get some of the Xylems and Badger and some of these other folks, the larger established firms that may already have some videos, so that we can show what happens when we combine our interview with those established videos. That this can be incredibly impactful when folks are spending so much money, right? They're spending so much money. Whoops, there we go. They're spending all this money on big exhibits for 3 days at, hang on a second. Come back, where did we go? For 3 days, okay? The next 3 days in Chicago, you're going to see all of these big companies spending a lot of money buying all this swag, spend money on travel and hotels and meals and everything for 3 days. And then they're going to pack up the expo and it's all going to be gone. Unless you get premium sponsorship with the water show.
There we go. Yeah.
Helping us to bring ACE to a larger population, show people all the amazing things that are going on in the water industry. And at the same time, you're also going to get your own premium sponsor page. And we want to thank Corncob for being our guinea pig here.
Oh, yes. We're glad. We're happy. We're honored, really.
Thank you. Well, this is, and actually, we were talking about this over lunch. Douglas, what do you see this doing? This kind of approach, changing the way that we're doing communications in the water industry?
The way I see it, it's bringing actually the technology available today, which everybody is familiar with on their cell phone. Water doesn't need to be a secret. Yes. Everybody is drinking it every day. And you should know where it comes from. how people work hard to make that happen.
Absolutely.
And just don't leave your water running when you are brushing your teeth.
Yeah. Well, and those are some of the traditional messages that we're already getting out. And what does it do for, say, a water technology company like yours? I mean, do you need a PhD to understand what Annie is saying in those videos?
Oh, no.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So what does that do to have that video series on your site along with our interview? If someone is interested, maybe not, not a PhD, not an engineer, not a real technical person, but they just want, what is this corncob thing? Can they get something out of that when they watch that video?
Oh, yeah. They get the idea right away.
Yeah.
And if there are anything more, we can surely fill in and explain the technical side.
Yeah.
But that is a very good lead-in and very understandable, and that's going to help communication.
Yeah. And not just for you, but
for everybody in
so-
the whole world.
Yeah, so all the other brew folks, the other waterpreneurs, the other water utilities,
Correct.
to be able to have that kind of set of videos and information available that really draws people in. So come on into my house. Let me share with you this amazing stuff we're doing, and if it feels right, we'll go upstairs. See what happens. So anyway, that's basically the idea of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And we're really thrilled to be able to support Corncob. By the way, Corncob is coming to ACE
Yes, on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Specifically, yes.
Tuesday. So for those of you who are watching this video because you're interested in doing your own premium sponsorship, if you want to ask Corncob more about what they've done with video, what we've done with them on their sponsor page, or actually talk to them about Corncob, their technology,
The system, yeah.
Corncob 1, Corncob 2.
Yes.
Please do contact. What's the contact?
info@corncobinc.com if you'd like to email us. Otherwise, absolutely feel free to call our offices at, let's see if I can remember, 1262
We got Dad coaching.
513-8890. There we go.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you, Water Citizens. And if you're watching this anywhere other than thewatershow.org, head on over there. We've got lots of great coverage there. We've got lots of videos. And if you want to see more on Corncob, you go to thewatershow.org/corncob. And that's where you're going to find everything that we showed you here today. So thanks again. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas. Say bye-bye. Bye. Thank you to the Harbor House Restaurant. Thank you, Milwaukee. And we're off to Chicago.